Hi friends, welcome to the next JS series. In the previous tutorial, we had seen the order confirm page where we had displayed the shipping information and code summary. So in this tutorial, we're gonna see the payment. So using a Stripe. So once I click this proceed to payment, I have to navigate to the payment page. So here you have to create a Stripe account. And once you have logged in, so you have a developers, you have to click this particular developers, and you have to go to this particular API keys. So in this you will be getting this publishable key and the secret key. So publishable key is for the client side and secret key is for the server side communication. So here you have to copy this particular publishable key, and also you have to copy this. Once you click this, you will be getting the secret key. So in the project, you have to go to the .env.local. You have to assign some variable, and you have to paste that particular public key and the secret key over there. So you should not reveal any of this credential. And here, and if I have to go to this particular order confirm page. So this order confirm page, so here I have a proceed to payment. So once I click this, I need this particular shipping price, total price, subtotal price. So for that, I'm just here. Once I click this proceed to payment, I have this function will get called this process payment. So I have defined in this particular order confirm page. So here you can see, in the order confirm page, you will be getting the subtotal, tax price, shipping price, total price. You will be getting this particular information. So here I am creating one of the object in the process payment, the data. And the data, you have to get this particular total price. So here you will be getting this particular total price. If I click this particular payment, I have to pay this particular 31 rupees. So for that, I'm just getting this particular information from the order item. So I'm storing in the session storage. So here, why we are using session storage is, once I close the browser, your order info will get deleted. So for that, we are using, if that particular data persists, then we go for a local storage. So for temporary storage, we will go for a session storage. So this data which I get, which I have this particular items price, shipping price, tax price, total price, I'm just stringify it and set item. Using the set item, I'm storing in the session storage. So once I have stored, it goes to this particular payment page. So once I click this uh, proceed to payment, so it goes to this process payment function, so which I have written here. So you will be getting the particular values from this order item. So the order confirm page, so here it store it in the session storage, then it push it to the payment page. So here you have a payment page. So once I have, so I will gonna proceed to payment. So you will be getting the payment page. So once we have go to this particular payment page, so here you can see, I have a use effect. So in the use effect, you will be get that particular order info. So in the order, so it's just compiling. So in the order info, you will be getting the total price, shipping price, everything is in the order info. So I'm just store it in some variable here. So once if that particular order info is available, then I have to parse this particular order info. I have to take that particular total price. I want that particular total price, so that this total price 31 rupees we will be getting in the payment. I have to pay that particular 31 rupees. So for that, I need that particular total price. So I that using this use state variable, I'm storing this in the total price here. So once we have stored the total price, next the method in the use state function, the get payment intent, this function will get called. So get payment intent, in this I have a create payment intent. So we have to pass that particular total price here. So this here I have a create payment intent from this particular action. Payment action, you go to this particular action folder. Here you have that particular create payment intent method. So here you will be seeing this. So here I have a, I'm using the Stripe, right? So in this particular, for the backend communication, we have to use the secret key. For the client side, we have to use a publishable key. So you have to install this particular Stripe. So npm space I space Stripe you have to install for the backend. So the for the front end I will tell you. So the for the back end, you have to install this particular dependency, and also you have to get this particular secret key, communicate with the particular Stripe API. So for that purpose, we have to get this particular secret key. Here you have to use this particular Stripe method. You have to initialize with the some variable. So this create payment intent, we will be getting that particular 31 rupees. So here we have to convert this into cents. So for that, we have to convert first this amount into parts. Here 31.99 will come. So we, into 100 you will be getting 31.99. So if you get this math around 31.99, we will be getting this particular amount. So once we get this particular amount converted into cent, so then we have to uh, pass this particular amount currency is used USD we are using. So here we have a method called Stripe payment intent create method. What this method will do here is, it send the amount and currency to the this server. This is a server. This is communicate with the Stripe server, Stripe API. Then it once the amount is payment intent, so these are the amount we have to transact, like that. This server is communicate with the server Stripe API. So the Stripe API will return back this particular payment intent dot client secret. So this client secret, which will be written by the Stripe API to the server, this server. So this server will return this client secret to the front end. So that front end will communicate with the Stripe API using the publishable key. So this is what all about the process. So the server is communicate with the Stripe API. The Stripe API will return back the client secret. So this client secret will be returned to the particular client. So here we have to go to the particular payment. So if it is any error, we will be getting the error. So this is all about the backend. So to create the payment intent. So this is all about the simple process. Server communicate with the Stripe API. Stripe API will return back the client secret. So this client secret will be used by the client using the particular Stripe publishable key. So in the layout.js, you have to use this particular load Stripe. And also we have to install this particular dependency called stripe hyphen js, and also you have to install this particular dependency. So for the front end, so the for the back end, we have to install the Stripe npm space I Stripe. Here in the front end, you have to install this particular package. Here this dependency will give this particular load Stripe. This library will give this particular element. So here I have to use this public key for the client side. So I have already told, in this load Stripe a method we have to use, it will return the Stripe promise. So this Stripe promise will pass it to this particular props. Here you have to pass the element. So you will be getting the particular Stripe object. In the Stripe object only, we will be sending the card details. So whatever the user CVV number, whatever the things we are type in the card details, that with the particular client secret will be sent to the Stripe. Then the payment process will be happen. So this is all about this particular Stripe object, and we have to import this particular two method in the layout.js. So once we have done this, you go to this particular payment.js. So you will be getting the total price which will be sent to the payment intent. Here I have the once I submit this. So once you go this, uh, so here I have this. So go to this particular payment page. So in the payment page you will be seeing the card information. The card information, this 31 rupees you will be getting the total price. So this card number, this month and year you will be getting from this particular card element. So the here the card element which will be getting from this particular, so library called stripe, react stripe. So here you will be getting this use clients, and also you will be have getting the use stripe method and called card element. So this method is from this stripe react stripe. So once we get this particular method, you have to initialize these things we will be using here. And in the card element, so you will be getting the particular this card number, month, year you will be getting from that particular library. So you have to declare this. And once you get this, you have this particular button, pay the total price, the 31 rupees we will be getting. So this is once we have entered the this payments, if it is a payment status is loading, this will be disabled. So once you submit this button, what it will happen, it goes to this particular handle submit page. So here you will getting this particular handle submit page. So here I have the I have already told that in session storage you will be getting this particular uh, order info. So in the order info, once I submit this particular the order confirm page, once I click this proceed to payment, you will be getting the order info from the session storage. So here you can see the total price, tax price, shipping price, items price. So everything we will be getting. So in this total price we get that particular here in the payment button. So once we have done this, once I submit this payment here, once I submit this payment button, so what it will happen, so one any one of this stripe or elements or client secret is not ready, so then the set payment status we will be getting the error. So then it will happen, so whatever the card element we are giving the user credit card details or something, we will be getting this particular get element method is stored in the card element. So it will get loading initially. It checks, and also we have to pass the payment intent, so the client secret. So a client secret which will be written by the backend stripe API, and the backend will send to the front end. So in the front end we will be getting the client secret with the client secret and the card details which we have entered in the front end here. So this will be sent to the stripe. So then stripe will check whether this with the publishable key, then if it is a correct information, the payment will we will get the succeeded message. So if we have any error in that particular card detail or client secrets, you will be getting the particular error message, stripe error. So then we will be seeing, so once we have the payment intertot status equal to succeeded, you will be getting a success message. So here you can see the payment status is loading. You will be getting a processing. The payment status, if it is a success, you will be getting a payment success. Thank you for purchase. Your payment has been submitted, like that it, successfully. So if it is an error, the payment failed, like that you will be getting the particular error. So here we will gonna do some other thing. So once I click the submit button, I have to store the cart information, the shipping info of that particular user and user ID. So everything I stored in the particular database. So here once you have the you have to get the particular user ID from the local storage. Here you can see the local storage, where you can see So in the cart information you will be getting this. Here you have a cart information and shipping info, everything in this local storage, right? So here you can see the cart information. I have only one cart items I have. So according to the user it will differ, and the shipping info you will be getting here. So this information I have to store it in the database. So for that I'm getting the user ID from the local storage. So if the user ID is not there, user ID is not found, please log in again. So I have to get the cart information. So here I have only one cart item of that particular user ID, so I'm store it in this particular cart items. And also I have to store the shipping info from the local storage. I have to parse it, I store it in this stored shipping info. So here I have using a server action. So create order, I have used the particular method. So in that method I'm just passing the total price. So cart item we will be getting from the local storage, and shipping info we will be getting from the local storage. And also we will be getting a user ID. So once we have passed this will go to this particular. So create order from the order action. So once you have go to this particular order action, here you have this particular order action. So before go uh, this things I have to go create a model. So you can see, I have to create a order model. So in the order model I have to this order item schema, I have a product ID, name. So this is a cart item, so for that I'm just having the particular product ID, name, price, quantity, the order schema. I have a total price, items, user, and shipping info. So we have to refer it from the user model. So that's why I'm just giving a user model. The record will be true, and shipping information we have to get it from the local storage. So these are the information I have to store it in the database, MongoDB database. So once I click this, I'm just connecting with this. So here you can see the order. So you have to go to the order action. So in the order action uh, you have to import this order model and db connect. You are using a use server method. Here you have to create order. We are passing the total price, cart item, user ID, and shipping info. So once we have passed this particular information, you have to connect with the db. In the cart item you have the particular product ID, name, price, quantity. So you can see this items. So in the order model you will be seeing. So wait, I'm just connecting with this. So here you can see the order model. Here in the order model you can see this particular product ID, name, price, quantity, which is actually the array of object. So this is the item is holding the particular order item schema. So here you can see in the order action. uh, so in the order action you get this particular. So whatever the cart item I'm getting from the local storage from the payment, you have that particular cart item. And here you can see the new order. You have to create in the database the total price. The formatted item is stored in this particular item. This is a formatted item, so I have this to store in the db. And also I have to save it in the database. So once I have saved it in the database, I have to convert this mongoose object to plain object or to string method. I store it in I have to return this particular plain order. So this plain order will go to this particular payment page. So here I have the particular payment page. So I am getting a shipping info cart item. I pass it to this particular create order. It will return the plain order. So it is storing new order will get that particular plain order. So this is for the consoling purpose. So once you have done this, in the cart item So in the cart mods, you will be seeing, once I click this particular payment button, you will be getting this particular total price, items. So in the object, you will be seeing this particular product ID, name, price, quantity. So in the shipping info, you will be getting a full name, address, city, postal code, and phone number. So once you have, uh, so I'm just go to this. Uh, so once I have submit this particular payment, so here you have to pay this particular total price. So here the client secret should get available, then the submit handle function will happen. So in the handle function, so here you can see the handle submit, so the core details we have to communicate with this particular we have to enter the card details. So here you have the client secret along with the card element. So it will check whether it is a correct information. If it is a wrong credential of the particular CVV number or something, you will be getting a stripe error. Otherwise it will, payment intent will get succeeded. So once we have done this, the payment is done, your cart item get removed. So these are the things we will be seeing here. So here I'm just giving a, 4242, this is a dummy uh, thing, so which we will be in the stripe method. So here I'm just giving any of the number. So once I pay this, once it is a current card details or something, the client secret is correct, your payment will get succeeded. So otherwise you will be getting a error payment, failed payment. So here you can see, so the thank you for purchase, your payment has been processed successfully. So once you go to this particular, I have nine documents right here. So once I have submitted, I'm getting the particular order model. uh, so here I have a 31 rupees. So the item is one. So this is having the floral dress. So you got the particular item. So this is the shipping info. So this is all about the shipping info which we have given in the, so here you can see the payment is successful. So once we have a successful message in the developer, the Stripe, you go to the transaction. Once you check the particular transaction, you got the particular succeeded message in the, so in the Stripe. So it's been loading. So in the transaction, we have a option. So what, so here first we have to communicate with the server. So in the create payment intent, we have to pass the total price. So it go to the payment action. The payment action, what it will happen, the total price, we have to convert this into cents. So this payment intent, this stripe dot payment intent dot create, what will happen, this server will communicate with the Stripe API. This Stripe API then return the client secret. This client secret is passed to the front end. So in the front end, you go to the payment dot page.js. So here we have to send along with, once I submit this, I have to give the card detail, so along with this particular payment, this client secret. So everything is been okay, then I will be getting the succeeded message. So here I go to this dashboard page of the particular Stripe. So here I it's go to the payment success page, the payment successful. So so the cart item also will get removed. So here you can see I have no cart item. So once I have refreshed it, you could see I have no cart item in the cart page. So it's just refreshing. So here you can see I have a no, I have no item in the cart list. So in the transaction, you can see now the payment happened in this particular transaction. So it's loading. So here you can see now the payment is succeeded. So this is all about the payment, the transaction. You have to check whether the payment is succeeded or not. So thank you all of you.